Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, please subscribe, please hit the like button and please hit the notification bell. And guys, you're more than welcome to leave comments below. Welcome to the Crypto Success YouTube channel. Many people have been asking me over the last number of weeks, what are you doing? How are you doing it? What is DeFi? How do I get involved? Where do I start? How can I make money? Now, I've been making videos for the last 3 months about DeFi, and I'm sure if you go back and watch some of my videos, you will be able to understand what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and so on. But to be fair, many things have happened, things have changed, so it's probably a good time to just do a sort of a summary video again. Now guys, if you want to understand what the word DeFi is and what it's referring to, again, I've made a video and there are many videos explaining DeFi. Okay, but I think the question that I'm getting the most is, what do you do? How do you do it? So obviously I'm operating within the DeFi space, but I'm trying to invest in startup projects or startup companies, if you can call it that. But of course, these projects operate in the crypto space. Now, the trick is that you want to get into what we call the pre-sales. Now, guys, to give you an example, when these crypto projects or DeFi projects, when they start, they normally look for 3 things. They look for seed investors, as you can see here on the screen. Now, guys, this is typically very difficult to get into because they look for people or companies who can invest, millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. The second one and the most important one, and this is the space that I'm operating in, is the private sales. Okay, now the example that I'm showing you on the screen doesn't have that. I think they've, included it under seed maybe. But typically they will have seed investors, private sales, and then they will have a public sale. Now guys, the private sale rounds to me is the best chance that we have as medium-sized influencers like, YouTubers to get into. And that's also the area that I've had the most success with over the last number of months. And then the third best price, guys, is of course the public sale. Okay, public sale is the most difficult to get in because by this time, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people know about the project and you're competing, for a few spots with literally hundreds of thousands of people. So again, just to summarize, you want to get into the pre-sales. Okay, now that is easier said than done. So guys, the $1 million question is, how do you identify these projects early? And I can tell you guys that this is literally a $1 million question. If you identify these projects early and if you can get into the seed or private sale rounds, you can make a lot of money, guys. And that is why, guys, the DeFi space has become very lucrative and very competitive. So I would say even two and a half months ago, it was a little bit easier. Now we have, thousands and thousands of people and companies and communities trying to compete, for these opportunities. Now, let me give you some advice, what I've been doing for the last 3 months, guys, and I'll be honest with you, I have done really well so far, okay? I'm not going to stop, of course, because my focus has shifted, a month and a half ago to trying to help as many people as I can while these opportunities are with us, okay? They won't be with us forever. You can bet your bottom dollar on that, guys. There are many people out there who don't want us to be free and to make money and so on. So there will be laws and there will be things coming soon. Okay, so you have to take advantage of these opportunities. So I'm going to list a few things, guys. Number 1, like with everything in life, guys, if you're not willing to work hard, then this will not work for you. Okay, so I've literally spent, almost 20 hours on average a day, 18 hours for the last 3 months, guys. And, it's hard work. You have to search and research and so on. So number 1, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to research. You're going to have to read. You're going to have to watch a lot of YouTube videos, not moan about it. And you're going to have to follow a lot of Telegram groups. Very irritating sometimes because, some of these Telegram groups are very big and they have thousands of subscribers or members. And when you open them, you know, in the mornings, they have like thousands of messages and so on. But the opportunities lie somewhere in between all of this. Number two, obviously you have to have luck. Okay. So my first private sale was huge. And it was just sort of by luck, by doing research, by watching videos and so on. So, you know, you have to have luck. You have to know people who know people who know people who know people. You know what I'm saying? Now, guys, the next important thing is for you to get into the seed or private sale. Typically, you have to apply. Okay, so let's say there's a new DeFi project and they are now in the seed and private sale round phase. Then they will typically issue an application form and you then have to apply. But one of the questions that they're going to ask you is, what type of influencer are you? How are you going to contribute? Now, guys, what I've noticed now over the last month or so is that they are looking for really good influencers. This can be a YouTuber with, you know, thousands of followers. It can be somebody who's running a website with thousands of subscribers. It can be somebody who's in charge of a community, you know, maybe on Telegram or whatever, but they probably not going to give this to you if you do not have some type of influence, because, guys, there are so many of these projects. There are literally hundreds, and I won't be surprised if there are thousands. And they are competing, and they don't want, you know, people just to invest, and when they get the tokens, they dump it and they move on to the next project. Okay, many of these projects want to be there for the long term. They want to be sustainable, and they are now choosing very carefully which people they are letting in during the seed and private sale rounds. Now, guys, in the last part of this video, I'm going to show you some of the steps that I'm following, or the processes that I'm following, to identify all of these projects and to try to get into the pre-sales. Let's start with Launchpad. So I've spoken about Launchpads about a week or so ago. Launchpads are very popular at the moment, and you know, for good reason. Okay, so they are launching new DeFi projects, and you can, you know, pause the video and then you can write down all of these names. These are just some of the launchpads that I'm following. So what do I do here, guys? I learn about new projects. Now, 95% of the time when the projects are listed on these launchpads, it's too late to get into the seed or private sale rounds. And also, if you don't hold tiers in these launchpads, you then will not be able to get into the public sale rounds. But every now and again, guys, if you keep on watching these launchpads very closely, you will find a project that is still in the seed or private sale phase, and then you can maybe apply for that. So this is number one. Number two, guys, I follow a lot of, or let me say, I used to follow a lot of, you know, groups and people on Twitter. But Twitter, you know, has been doing something with the algorithms, and they're banning, I think, you know, some crypto related things. I'm not sure. So currently, I'm not doing a lot on Twitter. But for example, you know, you can follow this group or this person, and you will get a lot of information about new and upcoming projects. Now, like I said, I used to follow quite a few groups and people on Twitter, but unfortunately, you know, my account is currently suspended, so I can't remember them off the top of my head. Okay, so you'll have to go and search on Twitter. Then, guys, on YouTube, I follow, you know, hundreds of YouTubers probably. Okay. And this is where I actually made my breakthrough, you know, around about the 15th or 10th of January this year when I started with DeFi. So you're going to have to watch YouTube videos and follow a lot of YouTubers and so on. Okay. If you're not willing to do this, then you probably need to do something else. Okay. So I'm just showing you some of the YouTubers that I'm following, some of the better ones, but there are many of them, and you get a lot of information, okay? And eventually you will learn how to do research. You don't have to watch all of these videos all of the time. but you probably want to watch some of them and have your notification bell on and so on. Okay, so they will tell you about new projects, upcoming projects. They will even tell you about old projects that you maybe can reconsider investing in, and so on and so forth. Now guys, I would rate YouTube as my number 2 source of information. My number 1 source of information is Telegram. Now I spend hours and hours on Telegram, and to most people this will probably be the most irritating thing to do. But guys, this is where I hear about projects when they are still in the early stages. Okay, so the groups that you want to follow is some of the groups that I have on my screen here. You can pause the video and you can have a look. Now, let me just show you this group here, the King of FOMO DeFi group chat. This is the group where I heard about BSC Pad in the first few days. Okay. And, I don't know if I've told you the story, but I thought that it was a scam at the time and I didn't apply, and, the rest is history. Okay. BSC Pad, as we all know now, is the top launchpad, probably, in the crypto space. But be that as it may, guys, once or twice or 3 times a day, go through all the chats. You will have thousands of messages, but because these are open chats, the guys talk about new projects. They will just ask you, have you heard about this one? And so on. And if you are switched on and if you are lucky, you see it and you follow up on it. And this, guys, is where you can hear about projects before too many people know about them. Then guys, just in conclusion, like I said in the beginning, there are so many launchpads currently that it's difficult to keep track. And like I said in my launchpad video, a few days ago, you probably want to make sure that you hold tiers on some of these launchpads. But there are 2 launchpads where you don't have to hold tiers and you can still apply. Polka Starter is one of them. Go to the Polka Starter website on a regular basis. Check out the projects that they have here. Click on a project, go to the Telegram groups, and you will then be able to apply for these projects. Why? Polka Starter has a pool for polls holders. In other words, you need to hold their token to be able to qualify. But then they always have a second round. They call it the public round. So anybody, all of us who do not hold polls tokens, can then apply. Okay. Then guys, BSC Launcher. Now this is, I've made a few videos about BSC Launcher, relatively new launchpad, and it's beginning to look good. They have a similar feature. Okay. I think around 70 or 80% of the allocations that they get when they have a new IDO will go to the BSCL token holders, but 20 to 30% will go to the public. So you still have a chance. You just need to watch them. You click on pools. You will then see which are the next projects that they are going to launch, the next IDOs. Join these Telegram groups and you will then be able to apply as a normal member of the public without holding any of the BSCL tokens. You will be able to apply and you stand a chance to be whitelisted. Then guys, just finally, if you head over to CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, LiveCoinWatch, you can also get a lot of information on these websites. Now with CoinGecko, you can, for example, click on DeFi, and if you scroll down, they will give you the top 100 DeFi coins by market cap. And you can play around and sometimes you can still find gems here. However, guys, I try to warn people to be very careful to invest in tokens after they've launched. If you decide to do it, then you have to do very good research. Also, if you go to markets and you click on recently added, very interesting feature on CoinGecko. And here you can then have a look at all the coins that were recently launched. So this is a nice website to get information from. Then CoinMarketCap, guys, if you head over to coinmarketcap.com and you look at, they have an interesting thing now. I think this is new, the ICO calendar. And here you will then see that they have an overview for you. They have ongoing projects, upcoming projects, and ended projects. And typically, because I'm in the pre-sale business, I want to have a look at the upcoming projects. and you can then scroll down. You can view all the upcoming projects. And, with some of them, you can have a look at the details that they are posting. And with some of them, you might still have an opportunity to get into the private sales, depending on, the stage of the project. So all in all, guys, quite an interesting new feature that CoinMarketCap has here for us. And then, guys, finally, if you head over to Live CoinWatch and you click on trending, you will see that if you scroll down that they have, trending tokens. These are, of course, the most popular tokens at the time when you open the website. Then you have cryptocurrency movers. And you can see here, for example, GByte, this token has moved up 184% during the last 24 hours. So you can have a look at all the top movers here. And then a part of the website that I used to use quite a bit a few months ago, newest cryptocurrencies. So here you can have a look at all the latest, cryptocurrencies. And I used to, keep track of most of what was going on here and potentially, do your research and potentially invest in them. So guys, that is all the information that I have for you currently. Please take note, guys, that what I'm telling you today might be old news tomorrow or next week, because everything is moving so fast in the crypto space and there's always new ways to get information and, new ways to do research. So you can see all of what I've given you today as a basis, and obviously you're going to decide what you're going to use. You don't have to use everything. All in all, guys, like I said in the beginning, my DeFi journey has been very, very profitable. Hard work, as I said, but you will see the rewards. And I've seen rewards, within a week or so when I started, heavily researching and, getting heavily into DeFi. And I'm sure you will too. Just in conclusion, guys, as always, please do your own research, your own due diligence. Regard everything in cryptocurrency as high risk. Invest only what you can afford to lose. Invest only risk capital. But whatever you do, guys, check out DeFi projects. Try to get into pre-sales, especially the seed round and the private sale round. I promise you, you won't be sorry. That is all from me for today. Till next time, goodbye.